Good evening and welcome to the CDR Round 5. It takes us to the Algarve International Circuit in Portimao in Portugal. I'm Tom Kent in the Country Box, giving you the details for tonight's event as the CDR returns for the new year of 2022. And we've still got 12 more races to go in Season 3 of the CDR, which is proven to be a very, very competitive league, no matter what tier you are in. This is the Tier 1 race. There's also the Tier 2 event as well, which you can watch at the same time if you ever so wish. Of course, nowadays you're able to watch two things at the same time on different tabs if you're watching via PC. Qualifying for Q1, 20 drivers taking part will lose the slowest 5 at the end of this 18-minute session. Then we go on to Q2 for 15 minutes. We'll lose the next slowest 5, and then the top 10 will battle it out for pole position in a 12-minute Q3 session. For the race, it will be 33 laps round this racetrack that played host to its first Formula 1 race in 2020 in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. It wasn't originally on the schedule to begin with, but was so later in the year when Formula 1 was in urgent need of some events to make sure they got enough Grand Prix done in that year, which they did. It made a return in 2021 as a backup, as the Australian Grand Prix, I think it was the Chinese Grand Prix, of which it replaced at first, because with the restrictions going on in China in the pandemic at the time, and still very much is at the moment. Seems to be waiting a bit of an age for this qualifying session to begin, but whilst we are waiting, we'll run down on the Drivers' Championship. So Droftus in the Ferrari leads the way by 21 points over Rabico in second place, who's on 53, so 74 points playing 53, and it's Calvin, who's unfortunately not racing tonight. He's third going into tonight's event on 51, and it's Bruges in fourth on 43. It's very close in the midfield, with Jai here in fifth on 42, Seinitz in sixth with 38, Martin in seventh with 36. And you have to go down to Hamster next, who's shown some strong pace so far this season. He was close to taking victory at the opening round in Zandvoort back in November, but the last two events have proved to be rather disastrous for him, not finishing in either Silverstone or Budapest. So it's payback time. He really needs a strong race this evening. There are 16 races in this championship. We've done 4 already. We've been to Zandvoort, Shanghai, Budapest and Silverstone. Tonight is Portimao. Next week we go to Melbourne. And then the week after it'll be Imola on the 21st and Interlagos closing out the month on the 28th. For February, Canada in Montreal on the 4th for round 9, and round 10 takes us to the USA in Austin on the 11th, and then France on the 18th at Paul Ricard. Round 12 will take us to Abu Dhabi. Baku in Azerbaijan begins the run of events in March on the 4th, and it's Barcelona in Spain on the 11th. Sakir in Bahrain will play host to the penultimate rounds on the 18th, and then the season finale will take place at the Land of the Rising Sun, Japan, Suzuka, on the 25th of March, where the champion could be crowned at. And I'm not sure exactly what's going on at the moment in regards to the track action. So if anyone can inform me on the situation, then that would be great. And we have a few reserve drivers being called in for tonight. So just a rundown of who is in for who. So Emil is in the Red Bull in place of Calvin, and Teddy Henke is in the Mercedes in place of what looks to be Colin, I believe. Let's just have a look. He's in one of the Mercedes cars. Anyway, no, Colin is in. Noodles is not. So Noodles is out. Henke is in for him. And finally, at Williams, Aidan Gray is filling in for Red Dog, who's not around for this evening. And just take note that Albie is in the Alfa Romeo seat full time Reservoir was in that seat, but the seat's now been given to Albie for the foreseeable future. So we're still waiting for this qualifying session to begin. It might have already begun. So I've been told that qualifying has started, so the team are not sure what exactly has happened. So what could this require for me to do is come out of the game itself, which means the broadcast will end, but we'll be back in very shortly.